Can I see it? Am I visible?
I'm gonna spotlight you. Nobody needs to see me. Okay, so welcome everyone. If anybody is tuning in with us here, we are live with the lovely Encanto Litter, and as well as Ruth and Tori. And tell us how old these babies are right now.
They are, what are they? 6.5 weeks old.
6.5 weeks old. So for those of you that are joining us, if you're joining us on Facebook Live, pop into that comment section and tell us where you are watching from. And if you are joining us on Zoom, you can just click that chat button and let us know where you're watching from. If you have questions for any of us, just pop them into the Q&A box on Zoom or into the comment section on Facebook. So, and we will try and answer them for you. So with that, so these guys are waking up because mom is in the room. But do you want to introduce them so everybody knows their names?
Okay, you want to introduce them? Tori will introduce them. I'll start.
Also, can I comment on the fact that you're wearing matching Encanto?
Yes, we are.
This one is Mirabelle with the pink collar.
Hello, pretty girl. Time for your close-up.
This one is Peppa with the purple collar.
Purple Peppa. Oh my goodness, so cute.
Still half asleep. Yes, they're cute now.
So for those of you, I just seen more people and more names popping up here. If you're just joining us, we're here with the Encanto Litter with Ruth and Tori and Strudel and her lovely puppies that are about 6.5. Did we just say 6.5 weeks old? I just blanked.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section. So who is this little green puppy?
This is Bruno. He was the firstborn.
Oh my goodness. We will talk about you, sir.
We talk about him a lot.
We do.
Okay, so the dark blue collar is that's Tio.
This is Tio. Next to him with the orange collar is Camilo.
And then there's Alma.
Light blue is Alma. And the yellow is Luisa. Felix is
Hiding. Felix is up
back here with the red collar.
Nice.
Actually, Mama Strudel was not feeling well for a couple of days, so we're actually surprised she's in here eating.
Nice.
She's a good mom.
You good mama, Strudel. Well, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. It is a tough job being mom when puppies are this big. So how much do they weigh now, Ruth?
So they weigh, oh gosh. I think around 10 to 12 pounds.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about what week 6 looks like for PADS puppies. What kinds of things are happening for them this week?
What are happening right now?
Yeah, so what kind of activities or trainings or
So we've
socializing?
introduced them to the outdoors. They're doing different surfaces, grass, pavement, wood chips, grates type of things. And we're working on sounds. They seem to be very sensitive to different sounds, we found out. So we're diligently working on that. And what else? Just demanding like sitting while before we pet them and before they get their food, which they're doing great at. Kennel time.
which they don't love.
A couple of them are having, some difficulty wanting to be alone in a kennel, but for the most part, they're in there for at least 20 minutes, I would say right now. Yeah. Guys. Yeah, you're in there. Put camera to the new camera. You're so silly. They're all gonna do it again.
I am talking away and just realized that somehow I got muted, so I apologize.
We can't hear
Um,
anything.
So I was just saying, one of the things that I really love about our breeding program is that where in kind of a more traditional breeding setting, where puppies are born and they live with their mom for the first 8 weeks, and their physical needs are provided for, and their space is clean, and they're fed, but then they really don't experience things in the world until they go to their homes at 8 weeks old. And then often things are very scary because they're different and they've kind of been in a bubble. And so we work really hard to expose them to all sorts of different things at this stage of life. And one of those things last week was the vacuum cleaner. And so Ruth turned on the vacuum cleaner and got a very different reaction than she was used to. Ruth has had a lot of puppies through her house. And so I think that's the other beautiful thing, is having kind of that eye of experience of knowing when something is kind of like just a normal, typical puppy reaction, and when something is a little bit out of the norm. And so she reached out and said, hey, this is the reaction I'm getting to the vacuum. So right away, Jackie jumped in and said, who's our breeding manager, said, if they're having a reaction of concern around the vacuum cleaner, it was adorable, but it was also like very sweet. And a little set was the vacuum cleaner turned on, and then they all, one by one, they didn't run. They just quietly walked to the far corner of the pen into one of the crates. And then every single puppy piled into the one crate on the far side of the pen together. So it wasn't like a panic or anything. It was just, we don't like that. We're going to go cuddle. And so now Ruth is turning on the vacuum cleaner and then pausing a minute and then scattering food for them, which teaches them that noise that maybe is unpleasant is always followed by something happy, instead of just it's continuing. And so also, maybe moving it a little farther away so it's a little less loud, and just kind of easing them into it and building a new emotional response to that sound. And so there's so much that's woven into that story around the experience of having breeder caretakers that have done this many times, the experience of our breeding manager who has all these wonderful training plans and different activities, but also meaning that Jackie shared that one of the dogs that was born in her house was worried about the sound of the soda stream. So they would prepare their kids anytime they used the soda stream, they would make the noise, and then somebody would scatter kibble. And when one of those puppies returned to her house at 9 months old, the first time she used the soda stream, the dog came running and sat in front of it because they were like, this means cookies are coming. So it's quite interesting how that imprints for quite a long time. So With that, we've got lots of new people who have just kind of tuned in the last couple minutes. We're here with the Encanto Litter of Puppies with Ruth and Tori. And if anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to pop them into the comment section on Facebook, and we will try and answer them for you. These guys are 6.5 weeks old. So right now in their pen, you see a couple different things. They've got some toys on the gate. They've got a little ramp and slide. They've got some chew toys, and all of those things tend to get rotated in and out to give them exposure to different sorts of things. And is there anything you want to share about them, Ruth, Tori?
I mean, this is Strudel's second litter, and she makes lovely puppies. They're pretty feisty little guys. Bruno, we talk about him a lot because he's the spicy one.
Oh, yes.
So we do talk about Bruno, yes.
And there's
We
Felix.
need to rewrite the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Felix, yellow
Red.
with the red collar. He's quietly sneaks out of the pen when it's open, when Strudel has come in. He'll just quietly sneak out and explore the house. So he's kind of an explorer. They're just sweet pups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sarah's asking a question, and I think this relates back to what we said at the beginning about Strudel wasn't feeling well for a couple of days. So she's asking, how do you deal with breeding mothers that aren't feeling well for one reason or another, and how does that affect the puppy's feeding?
Since they're on solids now, they've been on solids for a couple of weeks, it's much easier. She's mostly weaned them now, so it doesn't affect too much. Strudel was just basically laying on her bed for a couple of days, but she's much better today and interacting, and a little stressful for us, but
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
is harder for sure when the puppies are younger and really reliant on mom. And so we do, Sarah, try to really always balance the needs of the puppies and the needs of the mom if they're unwell. And you know, it's not often, it's very rare that we do, but we have in the past, you know, had to supplement puppies, you know, if mom is unwell or maybe, you know, needs to take medication or something that would affect nursing. But it's always a balance of making sure that mom is getting the best possible care and the rest she needs, but also, you know, the puppy's health is being maintained as well. So,
and
but
in this case, it was probably just a stomach upset, and she just needed some rest and TLC, and the pups did just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helps now that, yeah, they're mostly on solid food, so. Yeah,
I know too, the heat affects different dogs differently too. And so I'm sure that doesn't help if she's got a bit of a bug or whatever. I know Katie's been fighting a bit of a bug this week too. And I think the heat just makes everything harder and more miserable. So, but so for those of you that have just joined us, if you have any questions about our little Encanto litter or questions in general, feel free to pop them into the comment section and we'll try and answer them. I'm going to talk just a little bit about our puppy raising program because these puppies and many others are coming up through the ranks and are going to be looking for puppy raising homes. And so we're currently accepting applications for puppy raisers, and those are the wonderful people that will have these puppies live with them for the first year of their lives and year and a bit typically. So that age is kind of coming down when they come in for advanced training. So from like 8 weeks until about 18 months is the goal. Taking them out into the world and teaching them the world is a happy, friendly, safe place. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, you can go to pads.ca/volunteer. Meredith kindly has popped that link into the comment section for us. So if you want to click on that, you can just click right through. And we are also accepting applications right now for puppy sitters, particularly folks that could take a dog for a few weeks at a time. We have lots of sitters that can take dogs here and there for a day or two, but we're trying to build up our population of volunteers that could take a dog for a more extended period. COVID has impacted our operations in a variety of ways. And the most recent way that it has done that was by the fact that everybody's wanting to travel again, and that includes our wonderful volunteers. So our puppy raisers and our puppy sitters alike are taking advantage of the fact that they can travel again, which means we need people that are trained and qualified to care for these little ones when their regular people are away. So it's also really great. I know a lot of folks that are retired and or that travel a lot that think, oh, I can't have a dog because I travel too much. But you might have long chunks of time that you're home, but it's not a lifestyle that would be suitable for having a dog full time. This is the perfect in between because you get these wonderful dogs. All of their expenses are kind of taken care of. You get to join our amazing volunteer community, which is just a whole thing unto itself. So, consider that if you have wanted a dog in your life, but kind of worried about having that 365-day a year kind of commitment. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section. Otherwise, we will let you just enjoy this utter sweetness for a few more minutes, and then we're going to sign off. But thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, Ruth and Tori, for bringing the puppies on. They are utterly adorable.
Yeah, they are.
They're
a good bunch.
I'm like, it's always funny when we go on these Tune In Tuesdays. The puppies are either exactly like all the time, or they're the complete opposite. But they seem very quiet and very sweet. But as soon as I said that, somebody had to have a snarky pants moment. But
we were just reminiscing before this when you came once. Remember that one
for the frozen litter, I think.
Yeah.
They were older.
Look at you, clever Strudel. She's like, I'm gonna come in too.
Yeah, she's gonna come in. She lets herself in. And at this point, mamas just love to play with their puppies. So when we have them outside and there's more room, they just race around with her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Lots of thank yous coming into the comment feed from Sarah and Lise, and just looking to see. Oh my goodness, so many comments. Lots of people saying hello. Fanny saying hello. Thanks everyone so much for joining us today. It is always nice to have this midday interlude with babies. There really is nothing cuter. So just feel my blood pressure dropping. Oh my goodness.
One thing we found interesting about this litter is there's 8 of them, and they came out a perfect split. There's 4 boys, 4 girls, 4 black and 4 yellow, and 2 of each.
Genetics are
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. Oh, Meredith wants to know how often you play the Encanto soundtrack for them.
Every day.
Every day. All day long. Yeah. Excellent. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining us, and we will see you soon, and we'll see these puppies in a couple of weeks. They're coming in for their assessment and all that good stuff. So it's amazing how quickly that time goes. Hey.
Oh, so quickly.
Yeah.
So quick.
All right. Well, smooch them for me and just like breathe in some of that puppy breath, because bliss.
We will.
All right. Take care, you two. Thank you.
Thank you.